This program aims to find solutions to your medical queries. It seeks answers to common health problems that have been hounding you. We will help you out in finding answers to your medical concerns. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angel Jacob, and this is MedTalk, your weekly on-air health consultation. The journey to true wellness is all about taking full responsibility of your personal health. Unfortunately, most people do not have a firm understanding of what it means to be truly healthy. According to the World Health Organization, health is defined as a state of optimal well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity.
In the Philippines, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, only 25% of the population na nag-ehersisyo. And this will compound the problem natin of lifestyle diseases. So we need to build a community where a healthy lifestyle is being championed.
Today, being healthy is not just about following the right diet and maintaining your ideal weight. It also includes avoiding vices, having a clear mind, and adapting to other lifestyle changes that are beneficial to your health in general.
I would specify or check on my patient whether they smoke, whether they have an unhealthy diet, and the third one, which is vital to me, whether the patient exercises or not. To me, that's vital. To me, that's a number 3 priority of patients.
Staying fit is an important decision, but it doesn't have to put too much strain on your life. Are protein shakes effective in shedding off excess weight? What are the health benefits of Pilates and yoga? How exactly does meditation lower stress? Find out the answers tonight on MedTalk. And joining us tonight is Dr. Robin Navarro, the head consultant on cellular and biochemical medicine of the Wellness and Rejuvenation Center. Also joining us is Mylene Carillo, a yoga expert and the manager of Yoga at Work. You may join the discussion by calling our hotline at 548-4678. Good evening, Mylene. Good evening, Dr. Navarro. Welcome to MedTalk.
Hi, Angel. Thanks for welcoming us.
Health and wellness. When we hear these two words together, we immediately think of the mind, body, and spirit.
That's correct.
Does that hold true for both of these words, health and wellness?
Everything, yeah.
Of course. I agree. I actually agree with the doctor who was flashed earlier.
So health and wellness. Health is not is it the absence of illness?
The standard definitions in medical parlance is health is absence of disease. But wellness is actually an optimum state of health emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that covers everything. If you are good in all these aspects, your health must be perfect.
But not all the time, no? Your health is perfect. You're not well mentally, physically, emotionally. So what does it mean to be healthy in all these aspects? What should a person be like, or how should a person think?
Yeah.
Dr. Navarro?
So on the physical aspects, if you like to be healthy, you must eat the proper food. With me, what I do with my patients, I give them a lot of milk and honey and plenty of eggs. You know, milk and honey, sabi ni Lord, so that you may live long in the land that I'm going to give you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. And the people drank milk and they ate honey and they lived for 900 years. Actually, the present problem of Ebola virus, chikungunya virus, could have been easily prevented by milk and honey. Because all the antibodies are there already in the milk. But if the milk is unpasteurized, it can take care of Ebola virus, it can take care of chikungunya. No viral infection will hit your body if you drink milk and honey, unpasteurized plus wild honey.
Which is also readily available here in the country, no?
Sure, and that's what I give to all my patients,
All your patients. So this
including
is
cancer.
milk and honey.
Yes.
What properties of milk and honey can help keep our immune system healthy?
You like to know more, okay? If the milk is
Briefly,
unpasteurized, all the antibodies are there. For bacteria, virus, and cancer. It can kill cancer. It can kill bacteria. It can kill Hep B, HIV, and so on. That's why we are having a hard time trying to improve patients, those with Hep B, those with HIV, those with cancer. They cannot get well because we remove them the milk. What we give them is milk that is pasteurized plus no cream. Don't you know that in the cream of the milk is the most powerful thing to kill cancer, bacteria, and virus? If I have time, I will just enumerate a little, right?
Okay, briefly, doctor.
Briefly. Short-chain fatty acid in the cream of the milk. Propionic acid, carbon number 3, it kills cancer. Carbon number 4, butyric acid, it kills cancer, bacteria, Hep B, HIV, all viral diseases. Medium-chain fatty acid, caprylic acid, anti-cancer, antibacteria. Carbon number 8, capric acid, carbon number 10, antivirus. And then carbon number 12, lauric acid, you know that. That is found also in coconut oil and milk. It is also antivirus, antifungal. So if you have fungal infection, you apply their oil, it disappears with honey. And then long-chain fatty acid, myristic, antiviral, and then palmitic and stearic acid, both energy for the heart. And all of these are saturated fats, but they are wiped out away because everybody thought they are bad because of cholesterol teaching.
So we're trying to bring back milk
If you
into
give
our
them
diet.
milk, you're no longer afraid of Ebola virus. You're no longer afraid of chikungunya. No viral conditions can hit this country if everybody will drink milk unpasteurized and honey, because that is dictated by the Word of God, Deuteronomy 11, verse 9.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So that is based on your experience as a yoga teacher, Mylene, and as a yoga practitioner. Physically, how does one keep healthy and in mind, body, and spirit by practicing yoga?
It's hard to say that, you have to practice yoga alone to be called healthy, or to say that you're living a well lifestyle. You have to be able to do a lot of things. Like, for example, you have to eat balanced diet. There's this thing called MOVABA, moderation, variety, balance. So when you eat, you have to consider that you eat different types of foods, okay, at the right quantities. So it's right quantities, right type of foods. So there's diet, there's exercise. You have to be able to drink 8 glasses of water a day. You have to sleep for 8 hours a day. You have to catch a little bit of sunlight. So it's not about yoga alone. Okay, our company is called Yoga at Work, but it's not just that we're pushing. We're pushing for a well-balanced lifestyle, and that goes for diet, exercise, and everything else.
It's not just a physical activity that will keep you healthy.
That's correct.
And that will keep you well. So
That's correct.
We've talked about the health aspect of it. Let's go to wellness. When you say wellness, it talks about, again, your physical being, your mental state, your emotional state, and other aspects that go into a person's thinking and participating in the world around us, right?
Yes.
It doesn't stop at mental and physical, no? How would you say that one is well? How would you say that one has been is well enough to perform their daily activities? Dr. Navarro.
A good state of health, you must be robust, just like a normal person. You must be able to walk, you must be able to climb, you must be able to run, and you don't get enough. In my case, I'm already 68 years old. I can run, I can beat an elevator up to 12th story.
Wow.
I can run to 31st story and beat teenagers. I can go to the mountains, mountain hiking. So if that is what you can do, then you must be robust and healthy, physical health yun. Then, of course, that's talking about physical. Then, of course, we have emotional health. That's the way you deal with people. That's the way you become patient with people. You can be forgiving with all their mistakes. And whatever shortcomings they have, you can still relate with them. That is emotionally healthy person. And that is very important sa health, not only physical but mental. Spiritual health is relation with the Creator. That means you are in accordance with the moral will of the Lord. If you agree with His moral wills, that is what we call spiritual health.
So well-rounded talaga, balance. When you hear the word wellness, it's really just, it's balance,
yes.
no?
As a matter of fact,
of everything.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, to add to what Dr. Navarro said, we also have to consider social health. We also have to consider environmental health. So we have to consider a lot of things for us to be able to say that we're living a well life.
And when you are well, mentally, physically, emotionally,
Socially, environmentally, spiritually, then we can say that
you are healthy and you're well.
Yes.
Okay, it takes more than just, you know, saying it, no? There's a practice that goes into it. There's a lifestyle, there's a certain habit that goes into being healthy and being well. And we'll talk about that and more when MedTalk returns. Did you know that many of the moves in Pilates were inspired by yoga and patterned after the movements of zoo animals such as swans, seals, and big cats? We're back here on MedTalk, still talking about wellness. You may join our discussion by calling our hotline at 548-4678. Let me correct that. Health and wellness.
Yep.
Now let's go to proper nutrition and hydration.
Right.
Where do we start?
Proper diet, if you like.
Okay.
One of the best aspects, if you like proper growth and resistance from all diseases, including cancer, you must eat food that is high in biological value or protein quality. Biological value, if the food is very high in protein quality, biological value, 100% of that food will become body protein. Then now you can heal everything. Damaged skin, damaged liver, damaged kidney. You can produce all the antibodies against all diseases, including cancer, Hep B, HIV. Now, of all foods created by God, the highest in biological value is egg, 100. Perfect. With egg, you can produce all the antibodies for all diseases.
What kind of egg?
I use fertilized egg,
Okay.
free range.
Okay.
Biological value is 100. That means it can topple down all diseases. And next to egg is full cream milk, 90. Next to that is fish, 83. Next to that is meat, ruminants, baka, kambing, kalabaw, tupa, right? And next to that is fowls, mga chicken, turkey, and so on, 79. And next to that is soybean. Soybean is 72. Baksak ang kanyang biological value. So soybean will not become protein in the body. It will not become antibody. It will become uric acid.
Okay.
So to prevent that from becoming uric acid, you must, when you eat soybeans, it must be together with either egg, milk, or other high biologically value food.
So you cannot just eat soybean alone for your source of protein because that will lead to uric acid.
Now, if your food is high in biological value, all diseases can be healed very fast. And the growth and performance and even the IQ of children are superb. Very, very high IQ, all 90 plus.
You make it sound so easy, doctor.
Yeah, I've seen that already.
You make it sound so easy. It's like, now I'm thinking, I might be doing something wrong with my diet and how I eat.
And you see my patients, when they come to me, they're very ugly, they're very weak, their IQ is very low. After I treated them, in 3 months' time, perfect, very beautiful, very handsome, and performance in school is no grades below 90. Before they are worried that they will not pass the board exam. Their grade is just below 80. After I treated them within 3 months, they topped the board exam.
Again, it sounds so simple, but it starts with a very, the determination, the will and the help that one can get in starting to, live a very healthy life, increase your IQ, increase your mental focus, and, being healthy physically, not just physically, mind, body, and spirit, like what we've said earlier. Mylene, di ba? It sounds so easy. So how do you, as a yoga practitioner, how do you incorporate eating healthy and the proper diet in your life?
It's not easy, to be quite honest with you. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, you choose to eat well. In my experience before, I tried to live a healthy lifestyle because I wanted to look great. But then again, when my dad got sick, it's when it changed a lot of things in me, because I realized that when I have children, I don't want them to feel what I felt for my dad before. And so when that happened to my life, the discipline came in. Because I know that I don't want to live a long life, but I'm not well. So yeah, but as I explained earlier, apart from the things that Dr. Navarro said, it's also very important to consider the fact that you need to be able to eat different types of food.
Okay.
And you need to be able to eat them at the right quantities. If you will notice, Dr. Navarro has mentioned several types of food. He did not say that eat only this or eat only that. Variety and variety is very important. But of course, we have to consider the fact that we have to eat them at the right quantities.
What do you eat?
All sorts of food.
All sorts. You're not a vegetarian.
No, I'm not.
Are you a vegan?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I always stress to our clients that it's always very important to think that we need all the types of nutrients that our doctor says we have to eat. So we have to eat carbohydrates, we have to eat fat, we have to eat protein, we have to be able to intake calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C. We have to eat everything. But of course, there are certain type of foods that are healthier than others. So for example, if we're going to eat rice, Filipinos love rice, okay?
Yes, we
but
do.
between brown rice and white rice, brown rice is of course healthier than white rice. So it's just a matter of making the right choices. But if you're gonna ask me, what do I eat? Eat everything, but eat at the right quantities and make sure that there's variety.
Right quantities, variety, moderation.
Movaba, yes.
Movaba, yes. Sometimes, when we eat the right quantity, we try to eat in moderation, we never know when we're full. We just try to keep eating what we have in front of us. And Filipinos love the buffet setup.
Oh.
So when do we know that we are full? How do we know that? Kasi doctor, from your stories earlier or your sharing earlier, it sounds so easy. Again, I'll mention that. It sounds so easy just to tweak the lifestyle or the diet a bit. But sometimes it's quite difficult as well to know when one is full.
Yeah, when you overeat, the problem is that for those who are weak already, they will have difficulty even breathing and so on. So stop eating while you're still a little bit hungry.
Okay.
Don't overeat. Don't overeat, okay? And don't consume too much carbs. Too much carbs, no? As he said, very good. You have to opt for unpolished rice or whole wheat bread. Because whole wheat bread and unpolished rice contains 40 nutrients that you need to fight Hep B, HIV. In my clinic, in the whole Asia, nobody gets well of Hep B except in my clinic. Why? Because one factor is I give them whole wheat bread. And whole wheat bread contains 40 nutrients. White bread, white rice, they are devoid of nutrients. And all these 40 nutrients you will use to fight diseases, including Hep B and cancer and so on. That's why it's very important to learn how to eat whole wheat bread and unpolished rice.
They say eating whole wheat bread and unpolished rice will help you lose weight. Is that true?
Definitely, because it's high in fiber, and the fiber that is there will prevent immediate absorption of sugar, so there's no sudden rise of sugar, and there's no insulin effect. The very big problem, if you eat white rice and white bread, there is a sudden surge of sugar, and that will trigger insulin release. And insulin is a storage hormone. It will store that sugar into stored sugar, glycogen, in the liver and the muscle, and the excess sugar will be stored as palmitic acid in the blood vessel and clog the blood vessel. And that is insulin effect. And that's brought about by too much carbohydrates, especially the polished carbohydrates. And that insulin effect is so dangerous, the insulin effect will also increase release of sympathetic nervous system. It will increase your heart rate, increase the blood pressure, and that can lead to heart attack later on. That's why people die of heart attack after eating so much carb, not so much fats.
Oh, it's the carbs.
It's totally the reverse.
Oh, okay.
I have a study from England. They did a study of comparing all fats and cooking oil. And the highest that will cause heart attack, number one, is trans fat and margarine, 90%. Then that's followed by polyunsaturated fatty acids. And then next is the polyunsaturated corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower. The next is the monounsaturated fatty acid, and that is olive oil. And the lowest that can cause heart attack is saturated fat. It's totally the reverse of what we were taught way back in 1960.
Yeah, so things really have changed, and people's mindset should change as well when they do the grocery, read the labels. When you go to the market, just make sure that you get fresh produce.
People don't even read labels anymore.
Well, I wish they would. They should.
Yeah.
Really, from your experience, you encounter people who don't read labels anymore?
I spent 10 years of my career in the retail industry, and basically people just get what they want.
Okay. But hopefully the show will help them and encourage them and educate them to read the labels. It's for their own health. It's not just for them, but for their family's health as well. And speaking of health, again, we go back to exercise. Mm-hmm. We've heard what our doctor said about choosing the right type of food and what amounts and what it can do for our health. Yoga, how does it help an individual stay strong, stay flexible, stay healthy? Does it really make one lose weight? Is that the goal?
Well, the difference of yoga from other types of exercises is that it is both an exercise to the body and the mind. So you don't only get to shed the calories that you want to shed, but at the same time, you get to distress. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference of yoga from other types of exercises. And going back to the definition of wellness, which does not only cover our physical well-being, but our mental well-being as well. Yoga, therefore, is the best exercise available around.
Okay. So later on, we'll talk more about yoga and the difference of yoga to other exercises. Now, I asked earlier about brown rice and white rice. Now, let's talk about juicing. It seems to be, should I say a fad? It seems to be that everyone is trying out juicing. For health reasons, others for losing weight, others for just joining the bandwagon. What's your take on juicing, Dr. Navarro?
If you take more juices, you tend to, because if you take whole fruits, you get also the fibers. Yeah. So the fibers will help you delay the absorption of sugar. Because if the sugar is absorbed very fast, then you have a problem about insulin effect and high blood sugar. So when you are eating the whole fruits, including the fiber, you are protected by the fibers itself. Mm-hmm. And it slows down the absorption of sugar. And with the whole food, you have more nutrients than plain juice. Because plain juice is already devoid of many nutrients.
Okay, so it's still better too. But sometimes you don't have time.
Yeah.
Again, time is not on your side to enjoy the fruit. So it's easier to juice it or to buy.
That's right. That's very common.
Yeah.
No choice.
No choice. No, but I think we always have a choice, no? Sometimes we just don't want to make that choice. What do you think, Marlene?
Yeah. Because how long should it take to eat a banana? Oh. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People are just making excuses not to eat the right amount of food. But the right food to begin with. But
the thinking of wanting to eat or wanting to drink fruits and vegetables in one drink is a start, I guess.
It's a start, but I agree with Doctor that we're actually taking out the more important element of the food, which is the fiber. Mm-hmm. That's one of the more important reasons why we need to eat fruits and vegetables for the fiber. And juicing takes away that very important element to begin with. So I don't really recommend.
But do you eat fruits every day?
Yes,
Doctor. Every day.
Yes,
Doctor.
Every day, a lot of fruits, and every meal, salad. Before every meal, salad. I require that for all my patients. Mm-hmm. Salad before the main course.
Meal. Okay.
In fact, we always tell our clients, the more colors that you eat, the better. So you eat yellow, eat bananas, eat mangoes. Mm-hmm. oranges, purple, grapes. I'm sorry if I'm mentioning
please
imported fruits, but
Yes.
my point is the more colors that we can eat, the better.
Okay. And it's visually appealing, no? When you sit down on the table and you see a lot of color,
Yes.
it makes you excited to eat.
You wouldn't want to eat bananas over and over again the entire day, right?
You're gonna get masasawa ka naman just
Yes.
eating one type of fruit. So variety is very good also.
Again, MOVABA, moderation, variety, and balance.
All right. So Mylene, Dr. Navarro, we'll talk more about wellness. You mentioned earlier yoga.
Yes.
We'll talk about yoga and Pilates and other exercises when MedTalk returns.
Going to a traditional gym can be a chore for most people. That's why so many people have sought ways to get fit by changing their whole perspective on exercise. For instance, Pilates concentrates on building the body's core. Yanti Marduli showed us how Pilates can do wonders to the body.
Well, I used to have a lower back pain. It helped me realize that in this pose, somehow I tend to sit more on this side or that side, and I start to create balance in terms of my putting weight on the poses. And then from that, my body started to create more healthier balance, I guess, in terms of my muscles, the strength. So that, yeah, from that balance, I guess it sort of just kind of solved the problem by itself.
Designed to mobilize the spine and encourage flexibility, it features a system of stretching and strengthening exercises.
Focus a lot on the breathing, on the alignment. Again, that alignment as a basic so that we can work in a safety and efficient way.
Meanwhile, yoga is also a great way to develop coordination and strength, not just physically, but also mentally.
People get the physically, people are able to be more aware of their posture. And then with the practice that we're doing on the mat, because we listen to the body and we're listening and then understanding about where are we driven into like the old habits that serve us or doesn't serve us, then we start to learn, like, do we want to stick with the old habit that doesn't serve us, or do we want to start to make a decision to change?
According to Yanti, yoga can help the body to become leaner, but more importantly, yoga can help balance one's metabolism. Moreover, yoga is a mind-body exercise that focuses on breathing to help revitalize the mind and even improve the immune system.
If you only have your body and you don't have your mind at the moment, it becomes a workout only. And the things that we're doing here with the Pilates and yoga, it's really a working in. Well, working out becomes like a habit that people have been saying it like quite loosely. Like they don't, probably some people don't even know what's the meaning. Yeah, working out, yes, sweating, all those stuff, yes. But in able to work out more, you have to work in more because we are whole beings, starting from the inside, how we can bring it out.
By planning ahead and picking an activity that is both enjoyable and challenging, you can reach your goals in no time and maintain a fitness regimen that you can sustain for years to come.
We're back here on MedTalk, still talking about health and wellness. You may join the discussion by calling our hotline at 548-4678. Dr. Navarro, Mylene, we had a Pilates video, and different types of exercise. We had, there was, if I remember correctly, there was CrossFit also in the video, and then we talked about yoga and Pilates. Before I ask more about yoga and Pilates and keeping ourselves healthy, mind, body, spirit, Dr. Navarro, what exercise do you do? What exercises do you do?
Some weight lifting, about 50 pounds, 200 times.
200 times?
Yes.
Is this every day?
when I'm in the province, I do that.
Wow.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and including Saturday. When I'm here in Manila,
yes.
I do stretchings, mga stretching lang, pero doon sa talagang lifting and so on. And then, other ways. Tapos, under the sun, I do exercise under the sun about 30 minutes. Very important.
Vitamin D.
You know your vitamin D, right? Vitamin D can kill tuberculosis. Yeah, it helps kill cancer. You know, vitamin D is the most important vitamin to improve our immune system. Our immune system becomes blind in the absence of vitamin D. So if you have enough vitamin D, a lot of sunshine, you can fight all diseases. It will help you.
So just in case we're not able to get enough vitamin D, so we do our exercises indoors, like yoga and Pilates.
Where do you get vitamin D? You take the fat-soluble vitamins. They are found in the cream of the milk, in the yolk of the egg, and in the liver.
Still in the cream of the milk. You know, I'm thinking every time you mention milk, doctor, how about those who are lactose intolerant?
Oh, that disappears in a short while under my care. I had a patient, lactose intolerance, from the year 5 years yan hanggang 45, 50 years. She came to me, I treated her, wala, okay na, she's drinking milk already.
Oh, how nice.
Ako, I never stopped drinking milk until now. Several times a day. And I'm already born 19 forgotten.
And
Doesn't look like it.
doesn't look like it, doctor, from
1946.
your stories, no? And you're able to exercise every day.
Yes.
Stretching, you mentioned stretching, which you
Yes.
do when you're here in Manila.
That's right.
Stretching from the
Like that.
video.
Right that, right that.
So
While lying
crunches
down,
also,
right?
no?
To trim lahat the muscles and everything.
Okay, so stretching while lying down, it strengthens your core, it lengthens
Yeah.
you when you stretch. The principles of Pilates and yoga are similar, isn't that right, Mylene?
There are similarities, but there are also differences.
Okay, please tell us the difference between Pilates and yoga.
Well, Pilates is basically, it's developed by a person called Joseph Pilates in the 20th century. And based on his definition, it's about controlling your movement.
Yes.
Okay, it's about controlling your movement. And the difference of Pilates from other types of exercise is that it basically exercises your entire body. Because there are other types of exercises which just focuses on certain body parts. Okay, but I guess it's the main advantage of Pilates is that you get to exercise your entire body.
Yes.
But then the even better way to exercise is yoga, because as I said earlier, it's not only an exercise for the body, it's also an exercise for the mind. So we get to hit two birds in one stone.
So when doing Pilates, because I do Pilates as well,
Yeah.
you also need that focus. So
Correct.
that you're balanced there, you don't fall off the machine, or you don't fall off the ball.
Yes, yes. In fact, there are 6 principles in Pilates. That's concentration, there's control, center, flow, there's precision, and there's also breathing. Because a lot of people forget to breathe while they're exercising.
Yes.
I'm sure you know this.
Yes. Sometimes when the teacher says exhale, you're thinking, did I even inhale?
Yeah.
Diba? You're thinking, did I even inhale? Oh, okay. So breathing is very important when you're doing your practice.
Not only in exercising, but
Okay.
in daily life, sometimes people tend to forget how to breathe. And I'm sure doctor will agree that it's one of the key factors in living a healthy lifestyle. Breathing the way babies do, as a matter of fact.
So how, refresh our memory, doctor, how should we breathe?
Deep breathing. Inhale,
Okay.
then exhale. Inhale, then exhale. What?
Okay. Take time to
Yeah.
take that
So,
deep inhale
para ma-absorb
and
ang
exhale.
oxygen and so on. Tsaka relax lang. Hindi ka nagmamadali.
And dami, because the world's so fast-paced, everything requires an individual to move fast, act fast. So pati when you breathe, it's so fast. And that's what you mentioned, no? We forget to breathe when we exercise.
Yes.
Which is very important.
Yes, that's actually one of the reasons why, the teacher has to tell you, okay, breathe in, breathe out, because people forget.
And when people forget,
Yeah, have to breathe, or else you'll die.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. You know, the teacher, okay, exhale. And you don't even remember inhaling. So it really takes a lot of focus, a lot of discipline, a lot of understanding of the kind of exercise that you are doing.
Yes.
How does one choose the proper exercise for themselves?
Well, it really depends on what you're interested in. Because if you're the type who likes, you know, fancy types of exercises, then probably a certain type of dance would be more applicable. If you want to sweat a lot, then probably, you know, a cardiovascular exercise is more applicable for you. So it really depends on your interests. Apart from that, it's also very important to consider your profile, what your age is, what your gender is, your height, your weight, your lifestyle. Are you living a sedentary lifestyle, or are you more or less active? So it's very important to consider a lot of things before you choose a certain type of exercise. That's best for you.
Okay, so these factors taken into consideration, no? And your mental state as well. Why do you want to exercise? What is your goal?
Benefits. What benefits do you get?
Yes.
You stress the muscle. When you stress the muscle, it is a stimulus for muscle growth, so it prevents sarcopenia. So continued exercise will prevent sarcopenia. And the most important for sarcopenia is vitamin D again. So exposing yourself to sunshine, you get enough vitamin D. That's very important for muscle growth. Exercise, and of course, high food with high biological value, that is egg, milk, and fish, and so on.
Taking vitamin D in capsule form, is that okay, doctor?
Yes, if you have no choice. If you are just staying in the room, or if you are inside the ICU.
But you know, if like for example, you know, we're watching the video and you are doing yoga or Pilates and you're not exposed naman outside. So you know, the best form of vitamin D.
Vitamin D, fat-soluble vitamins, I repeat. The best source are the cream of the milk, the yolk of the egg, and the liver.
Again, kailangan baunin ba yan when you exercise, no? Because you really want to be able to maximize your practice. You want to have a lot of energy for your practice, and again, as mentioned, your mental focus, which is required in yoga, Mylene, no?
I actually have a tip for those people who don't get to get a lot of vitamin D. Get a dog.
A dog, so you can walk your dog outside?
Yes.
Okay.
You have no choice but to go outside. I have a dog. I have to walk her
No choice.
30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. So I get to get my vitamin D, as Dr. Navarro has instructed all of us.
So, you know, we have several choices here. You know, we can go under the sun, we can buy on our own, or get a dog, and let her see, you know, practice yoga without the dog and without the sunlight, but still get the benefits of exercising.
Yes.
So how does one enjoy yoga? How does one maximize its benefits?
Well, first of all, the most important thing is not to expect too much. Okay, because if we're thinking about the body of Kate Upton or of another model,
okay,
we're just gonna get frustrated.
Okay, or not. Sometimes we don't even have to go that far. No, our friend,
yes,
who is slim and who we look up to,
yes,
who we like to emulate, we want her body.
Yeah, and don't take exercise or yoga seriously. Second thing, and I think the most important advice that we always tell our clients is don't compare yourself to your friend or to your neighbor during your yoga lesson or whatever type of exercise you're doing, because if you're thinking, oh, how come she can do headstand and I can't?
Yeah, then
you know you're gonna quit, and nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna exercise anymore. It's very important not to compare. Maybe you can compare to yourself. Maybe you want to improve over time, but don't compare yourself to your neighbor doing the same exercise, because otherwise you're gonna end up quitting.
And your body's not different every single day. There are days that you feel stronger, that you have more focus, that you're more alert, and there are other days that maybe you didn't sleep well or didn't eat well, and your body's not as good. So I remember in our practice, you always say respect your body and be thankful for what it can do for that particular day. So we'll talk more about health and wellness, mental health. Let's talk about mental health. All that and more when MedTalk returns.
Did you know that cardio kickboxing can burn up to 650 calories for a 45-minute class, while Pilates can burn 334 to 430 for the same amount of time?
We're back here on MedTalk, still talking about health and wellness. This time, Dr. Navarro, Mylene, we have a Twitter question. My friend has been really persistent in inviting me to her Zumba class. What can you get from this exercise? Zumba is fun. I love doing Zumba. Mylene.
Well, the good thing about Zumba kasi, yun nga, it's fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't notice that you're exercising. And you get to bond with your friends. In any type of exercise naman, there are a lot of benefits. Obviously, the most obvious one is the physical, you know, the benefit to your body. But the difference, you know, of Zumba from other types of exercise is the fun element and the bonding element. Because who would do Zumba alone, right? But, you know, having said that, we actually have clients who practice Zumba alone. Yeah, one-on-one yung lesson. But
okay.
You know, yun nga, it's good. It's because it's fun and you get to do it with your friends.
Pero kanya-kanya rin, no? Doctor, you can do Zumba alone, you can find a class.
Yes.
You can, there's a game or you know, there's a DVD that you can watch inside your home to enjoy the exercise. Or I mentioned the game, you know, there's this game that for the kids and the parents as well. You know, you dance and you enjoy that activity, which is also exercise, and you sweat a lot. So talagang there's no excuse not to exercise.
No excuse.
And doctor, you're laughing.
Yes.
So we're talking about Zumba, no? Zumba is also a stress buster.
Yes.
Which leads us to the different types of exercises that can also de-stress an individual from. They say that it's just yoga because it, you know, your mental focus, because you take your mind off what happened during the day. For yoga, Zumba, the same. Would you say?
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but having said that, in a way, all types of exercises help us distress because when you exercise, you release endorphins, which is the happy hormone. And then you release it, obviously, you become happy.
Yes.
I actually borrowed it from Elle Woods from, what's that movie?
Yes, Elle Woods.
Legally
Blonde. Yes.
Yeah.
Girl Talk. That was a nice movie. That's a fun movie.
Yeah. This is not only MedTalk, but Girl Talk.
No, MedTalk, Girl Talk, doctors.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the endorphins, that's a feel-good hormone, and that's also the equivalent of pain reliever. It will enhance pain-relieving problems. If you have pains, a lot of endorphins can help you. It's just like morphine in the body.
Yeah, that's why, you know, some people say when I exercise, I don't like exercising because it's painful. Not true.
Okay.
Because it'll actually help you relieve whatever pain you're feeling because you're releasing endorphins.
Yeah.
But when they say that, for example, after exercising, they say, oh, you know, my back hurts or my thighs hurt, my arms hurt. That is your body telling you that these are the muscles that you haven't been using.
That's correct.
Correct?
Because of the release, when the muscles contract, you release a lot of lactate, no? Which converts into lactic acids, and that's the one that is causing pain, accumulation of lactic acid. Okay. That means if your muscle circulation is not good, you produce a lot of this. But if your blood vessels are dilated, you have removed all the things. The best thing to unclog all muscles and all arteries so that you don't have heart attack, stroke, and is lecithin. And lecithin is found in the egg yolk.
Egg again.
in the yolk.
Egg again.
So if you eat eggs, you are saved from heart attack, stroke, and even cancer.
Okay.
Because lecithin in egg is an emulsifying agent. You know, but for you to understand what is an emulsifying agent, oil and water do not mix. Water is heavier, it's underneath, oil will float, no? If you like them to mix, you add emulsifying agent, like lecithin, they will mix. Now, look at the blood vessel. It's so clogged. All the blood vessels clogged with fats. So blood is watery. If blood will pass through this blood vessel, it will not capture anything. But if you eat eggs, egg yolk, it carries lecithin. When the blood passes that, it removes all, it unclogs. So lecithin is what we call the furnace of fats, in Tagalog, pugon ng mga taba. It will totally cleanse coronary arteries, cerebral arteries, renal arteries, liver, fatty liver, and even stones, it will dissolve. So my patients with stones, I was able to remove them easily without surgery.
Wow, just
And
by
my patients for bypass, I treat them within few days, few weeks, okay na sila, no bypass.
just by the egg. Eating an egg.
Yeah.
How many before our Twitter question, what
I give
Nice.
6 to 10 eggs a day.
is that, hard boiled, soft boiled? What kind of
If
egg?
it is cancer, I give it fresh egg. Because I treat stage 4 cancer with excellent results.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Excellent results. Yes. Thank you, doctor. Now we have our Twitter question, Mylene, Dr. Navarro. Can emotional stress really cause heart attack and stroke? You were just talking about strokes and heart attack.
Negative emotions, okay, ill feelings against your neighbor, unforgiving attitudes, these are dangerous things, okay? So it will trigger the release of adrenaline. Adrenaline is a stress hormone which will increase your heart rate and increase your blood pressure. So your blood pressure shoots up, your heart pumps very fast. And if you keep on releasing adrenaline because you're under stress and you're very, very mad at the person, you can get a heart attack or stroke.
Yes.
How do you prevent this? You need acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the physiologic antagonist of adrenaline. The effect of acetylcholine, it slows down the heart. It lowers the blood pressure. And where do you get acetylcholine? You get that from phosphatidylcholine, which is lecithin. And lecithin is found in the yolk of the egg.
You go back to the egg.
So if you eat plenty of eggs, you are safe from heart attack, stroke. And the best thing, if you are having, yung bitter feelings on, is learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. Because the Lord said, how can you treat somebody, a broken heart? There is no treatment for that. Kailangan loving heart ka, forgiving, mawawala ang stress mo, gagaling ka bigla.
So talagang it's not just physical pain, no, that you will experience.
Spiritual already.
You have all these ill feelings, no?
Yeah.
It's a mental, spiritual, emotional, social pain. Kasi it's it's the effect that one has, or the energy that one transfers to another person if you have all these ill feelings. And yoga can eliminate these feelings. Going to a yoga class, whatever type of practice, will help eliminate or de-stress or remove these feelings.
It will help. But of course, at the end of the day, it's a choice. Because if you want to, stress yourself out, even after yoga class, then it's pointless. It's, anyway, it's really a choice. Forgiving, for example, is a choice. Taking up yoga won't make you forgive somebody else. So.
So aside from, it's sometimes easier said than done. Going to class is also easier said than done.
Yes.
What, for you personally, Mylene, what are your ways to de-stress? How do you deal with stress?
I look at my dog.
How old is your dog?
She's 5 months old.
Okay. So that's
Everything- Yeah, and everything goes away. She's like a baby that just takes away all the stresses that I have in life. You cannot prevent stress from coming, but you can prevent how you're gonna deal. The only difference is how every person deals with the situation. So
As a yoga practitioner, a lot of people have this thinking that you can fight stress or you are not stressed because of the kind of practice you have, because of you've been practicing for 10 years. 10 years. So, you know, it's a habit already. So there are still days that get you down?
Of course, of course. Because there are days that, or weeks that when you're just too busy. Like for me this week, this week is very stressful. But having said that, it does not mean that I will let the stressors around me affect me. And that's why when I expect a very stressful week, all the more that I want to exercise for me to be able to cope with whatever stressors I think I'm going to encounter during
That's
the
a good tip. No? If you know you're going to have a hectic week, exercise. Release those endorphins. Be happy.
Yes.
And let's take into consideration, of course, how Dr. Navarro has been educating us this whole hour. Dr. Navarro, how do you de-stress? Aside from exercising and then eating right?
Well, what I do
Personally,
is,
yeah.
if I have a big problem that I cannot handle anymore, I turn to the Lord. He says to me, forgive. Forgive. That's very, very important. I read the Beatitudes. You read that, and everything is there. It guides you on how to do with your fellow man. The only thing that a Christian should do is to love God and love his fellow man. And the acid test for us is to love even our enemies. Now, if you are able to love your enemies, then everything will be well with you. And I've done that already. And it saved my life. It saved my life. Because if I had been vindictive, I could have killed him, but I did not do that. So one time I had a problem with a fellow. When I got a house, and he was there working in my house, then I brought somebody to help me there, but he thought I would remove him already. So he got mad. When I came back to the house, he cut all the electricity. And he cut all the, everything, even the, pagkatapos everything is black out. So what I did, I went to his father, talked to his father. I thought everything is solved. When I came back again, brown out again, and then he painted even, itong gandang na ito, pinaint niya lahat. So it's terrible. What I did, I went to his house, then I asked the dad, what is your problem in health? He told me, I have a problem with my eyesight. Come to me, I will take care of your eyesight. Then after that, that was 1994, until now, he has respect for me. And I learned later, he is a Muslim. So I have done something good for a brother that is not a Christian. And I'm happy about that. So that means love is not only extended to our family, to all Christians, but even to other religions like Muslims, Hindus, and so on. And that removes stress. And I'm still alive. If I had done anything wrong with that fellow, I would have been dead already also.
Sometimes, we need to hear stories like this to enlighten us on how we should live our lives, not just physically, being healthy physically, but again, like we said during the start of the program, mind, body, and spirit. And thank you very much, Mylene, for helping us understand how to incorporate the mind, body, and spirit into our everyday life. Thank you very much, Dr. Navarro, for educating us. I learned something, egg. I will keep that in mind, the benefits, the health benefits of egg, milk, and honey. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Navarro.
Thank you too, and God bless this television station.
Thank you very much. See you again next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on your scheduled on-air consultation. This is Angel Jacob. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Also includes avoiding vices, having a clear mind, and adapting to other lifestyle changes that are beneficial to your health in general.
I would specify or check on my patient whether they smoke, whether they have an unhealthy diet. And the third one, which is vital to me, whether the patient exercises or not. To me, that's vital. To me, that's a number 3 priority of patients.
Staying fit is an important decision, but it doesn't have to put too much strain on your life. Are protein shakes effective in shedding off excess weight? What are the health benefits of Pilates and yoga? How exactly does meditation lower stress? Find out the answers tonight on MedTalk.
And joining us tonight is Dr. Robin Navarro, the head consultant on cellular and biochemical medicine of the Wellness and Rejuvenation Center. Also joining us is Mylene Carillo, a yoga expert and the manager of Yoga at Work. You may join the discussion by calling our hotline at 548-4678. Good evening, Mylene. Good evening, Dr. Navarro. Welcome to MedTalk.
Hi, Angel. Thanks for welcoming us.
Health and wellness. When we hear these two words together, we immediately think of the mind, body, and spirit.
That's correct.
Does that hold true for both of these words, health and wellness?
Everything, yeah.
Of course. I agree. I actually agree with the doctor who was flashed earlier.
So health and wellness. Health is not is it the absence of illness?
The standard definitions in medical parlance is health is absence of.
Thank you very much, doctor. So that is based on your experience as a yoga teacher, Mylene, and as a yoga practitioner. Physically, how does one keep healthy and in mind, body, and spirit by practicing yoga?
It's hard to say that you have to practice yoga alone to be called healthy, or to say that you're living a well lifestyle. You have to be able to do a lot of things. Like for example, you have to eat balanced diet. There's this thing called MOVABA, moderation, variety, balance. So when you eat, you have to consider that you eat different types of foods, okay, at the right quantities. So it's right quantities, right type of foods. So there's diet, there's exercise. You have to be able to drink 8 glasses of water a day. You have to sleep for 8 hours a day. You have to catch a little bit of sunlight. So it's not about yoga alone. Okay, our company is called Yoga at Work, but it's not just that we're pushing. We're pushing for a well-balanced lifestyle, and that goes for diet, exercise, and everything else.
It's not just a physical activity that will keep you healthy.
That's correct.
And that will keep you well. So
That's correct.
We've talked about the health aspect a bit. Let's go to wellness. When you say wellness, it talks about, again, your physical being, your mental state, your emotional state, and other aspects that go into a person's thinking and participating in the world around us, right?
Yes.
It doesn't stop at mental and physical, no? How would you say that one is well? How would you say that one has been is well enough to perform their daily activities?
It can kill Hep B, HIV, and so on. That's why we are having a hard time trying to improve patients, those with Hep B, those with HIV, those with cancer. They cannot get well because we remove them the milk. What we give them is milk that is pasteurized plus no cream. Don't you know that in the cream of the milk is the most powerful thing to kill cancer, bacteria, and virus? If I have time, I will just enumerate a little, right?
Okay, briefly, doctor.
Briefly. Short-chain fatty acid in the cream of the milk. Propionic acid, carbon number 3, it kills cancer. Carbon number 4, butyric acid, it kills cancer, bacteria, Hep B, HIV, all viral diseases. Medium-chain fatty acid, caprylic acid, anti-cancer, antibacteria. Carbon number 8, capric acid, carbon number 10, antivirus. And then carbon number 12, lauric acid, you know that is found also in coconut oil and milk. It is also antivirus, antifungal. So if you have fungal infection, you apply their oil, it disappears with honey. And then long-chain fatty acid, myristic, antiviral, and then palmitic and stearic acid, both energy for the heart. And all of these are saturated fats. But they are, they are wiped out away because everybody thought they are bad because of cholesterol teaching.
So we're trying to bring back milk
If you
into
give
our
them
diet.
milk, you're no longer afraid of Ebola virus. You're no longer afraid of chikungunya. No viral conditions can hit this country if everybody will drink milk unpasteurized and honey, because that is dictated by the Word of God, Deuteronomy 11, verse 9.
Thank This program aims to find solutions to your medical queries. It seeks answers to common health problems that have been hounding you. We will help you out in finding answers to your medical concerns. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angel Jacob, and this is MedTalk, your weekly on-air health consultation.
The journey to true wellness is all about taking full responsibility of your personal health. Unfortunately, most people do not have a firm understanding of what it means to be truly healthy. According to the World Health Organization, health is defined as a state of optimal well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity.
In the Philippines, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, only 25% of the population na nag-ehersisyo. And this will compound the problem natin of lifestyle diseases. So we need to build a community where a healthy lifestyle is being championed.
Today, being healthy is not just about following the right diet and maintaining your ideal weight. It all
But wellness is actually an optimum state of health, emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that covers everything. If you are good in all these aspects, your health must be perfect.
But not all the time, no? Your health is perfect. You're not well mentally, physically, emotionally. So what does it mean to be healthy in all these aspects? What should a person be like, or how should a person think? Dr. Navarro?
So on the physical aspects, if you like to be healthy, you must eat the proper food. With me, what I do with my patients, I give them a lot of milk and honey and plenty of eggs. You know, milk and honey, sabi ni Lord, so that you may live long in the land that I'm going to give you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. And the people drank milk and they ate honey and they lived for 900 years. Actually, the present problem of Ebola virus, chikungunya virus, could have been easily prevented by milk and honey. Because all the antibodies are there already in the milk. But if the milk is unpasteurized, it can take care of Ebola virus, it can take care of chikungunya. No viral infection will hit your body if you drink milk and honey, unpasteurized plus wild honey.
Which is also readily available here in the country, no?
Sure, and that's what I give to all my patients.
All your patients. So this is
cancer.
Milk and honey.
Yes.
What properties of milk and honey can help keep our immune system healthy?
You like to know more, okay? If the milk is
Briefly,
unpasteurized, all the antibodies are there. For bacteria, virus, and cancer. It can kill cancer. It can kill